and give you an idea of how this neighborhood really was. I mean, still a beautiful neighborhood. Avenue U was always a beautiful neighborhood. Anyway, this is Joe's of Avenue U right here. This is Joe's of Avenue U right there. Joe's of Avenue U. Joe's of Avenue U was here for a long time. Then Famous Pizza was here for a long time. Famous Pizza. This place been here for a long, long time. Now this is where Big Ange used to bartend right over here. Joe's Bar. Joe's Bar is here forever, maybe 40 years. Now if I take you all over Avenue U, I'll show you spots from all over the place, from back in the day. My Way Lounge is on Avenue, but today I'm just gonna give you a quick look at the neighborhood. This neighborhood is still a good neighborhood. This side of the neighborhood, I mean, it changed a lot. This used to be all Italians. The Bananas ran this whole neighborhood back then, absolutely, and it has changed. Of course it has, 100%. But this used to be Frankie Lino's social club right here. Frankie Lino's social club. Now it's a maintenance repair. But all the guys used to hang out over here. All the wise guys would be in front of there sitting down. That was the club. This is Van Sicklen Street. And I grew up around this area. Street and Avenue. As I got older, that's where we moved to get out of Bath Avenue. But I'm just gonna give you a quick, so just bear with me and just, you know, enjoy the ride. Enjoy the ride. This is West 5th and Avenue. Like I said, this neighborhood is still a beautiful neighborhood. Very nice. Social clubs over here. That's Cicio's Pizzeria. Next door is a cafe. Now Cicio's Pizzeria. Vinny Posa owns Cicio's. Vinny Posa used to be a kickboxer. Used to train with Louis Neglia. I was pretty friendly with him. I mean, he's a nice guy, not a bad guy. One of probably the better guys in this area. That's Meat Supreme. Meat Supreme has been here for a little while. But just give you an idea. Now this is West 6th Street. Now West 6th Street, this is where I used to live, right here. Right on top of Sports Fever, I lived. 176 Avenue U, that's where I lived. And over here is another cafe, another hangout cafe. And now this is Angelo Defendis' neighborhood. We're gonna run into where Angelo Defendis used to hang out. There you go. I try to make it a little smaller. But this neighborhood was a beautiful neighborhood, and it still is a beautiful neighborhood. And Anthony Spero had a pool hall over here. There was 2 twins in this neighborhood that got killed in 2000. They were wild kids. I really don't know much about them. My cousins do. But this is where Angelo Defendis used to live, right over here. Angelo Defendis used to live right over here. And this is Gotham Village. Gotham Village is where Anthony Spero used to own. And everyone used to hang out. It's still a pool hall, obviously. The next block is another cafe. All these cafes are mob related. I'm sure there's a wise guy in every cafe. It's just the way it is. You know, listen, Brooklyn, anywhere in the city, the 5 boroughs, Long Island, New Jersey. If you see a cafe, most likely there's a wise guy that controls the cafe. Now, I'm gonna go down this block because I'm gonna show you how far L&B is from here. I mean, hopefully this is a good video. Hopefully you guys enjoy it. I think it's a great video just to show you the neighborhood. Anyway, it's a beautiful day today. Yesterday it was crazy raining. There's the Marlboro Projects over there. The Marlboro Projects, Tommy Reynolds used to go in there and stick people up for crack. And this is L&B Pizzeria, okay? So this is my neighborhood, L&B Pizzeria. I'm gonna also give you a couple stories along the way. Let me see if I could push that up a little. There you go. Pushed it up a little, L&B. So I come here every so often. I get a couple pies. You got the restaurant in here too. But this is Gravesend. This is a great neighborhood. It still is a great neighborhood. Right on top of here, this is where my grandmother used to live. Right on top of this Russian restaurant, it is now. And we used to all sit outside, my whole family, and we had outside. My grandmother had 15 kids, and I got a big family, but these were, you know, great times that I'm talking about. But this neighborhood's still a beautiful neighborhood. It really is. You still have a lot of good people here. I mean, the same thing with Birthday Avenue, but Birthday Avenue changed a lot because Birthday Avenue was just a big avenue. It's a long avenue. But where I'm showing you, it's a lot different. It's more cleaner, this side of the neighborhood, I would think. But just be patient. I'm going to take you know, things that went on in this neighborhood and stuff like that. So over here, there's a cafe on, this is West 11th Street. This cafe on this corner is definitely a wise guy place. This is Avenue U and West 11th. I honestly don't know who runs this cafe, but there's definitely a wise guy that runs it, you know, and he definitely belongs to a family. I don't know much about the cafes and stuff like that anymore because I'm not obviously involved in the mob shit. But that's Paradise Caterers. Been there for a long time. So right now I'm going on West 11th Street. Pretty street over here. Just enjoy the ride. I'll stop at a couple locations, give you an idea of things that went on. A very pretty neighborhood, very pretty. And in this neighborhood, I got into a couple beefs. I knew a lot of kids in this neighborhood. Actually, Arthur was from this neighborhood, the one that Chestnut killed. Joe Crash was from this neighborhood. This neighborhood is a very beautiful neighborhood. It really is. And Arthur was a good kid. He was a friend of mine, actually. I went to Great Adventure with him. But, and when Chestnut killed him, I'll tell you, I knew nothing about that. I was in Paulie G's basement when that happened. And all of a sudden, Chestnut comes in. He said, they just killed Arthur. And I was like, oh, shit. You know, I feel like I could have saved Arthur. So now we're going down Avenue T. This is another cafe on this corner over here. It's another cafe. Like I said, all these cafes belong to wise guys. 100%, that's for sure. But there's an apartment I want to show you over here where I used to hang out with some girls. Al Aroni used to come meet me. I had a couple cases pending. What happened was I was in this girl's apartment, this girl Danielle, and some two kids come down. And I always used to carry a pistol because, you know, I never trusted nobody. And they come up and one bunks into me, and he thinks he's a tough guy. I think one of them was Puerto Rican, the other guy was Italian. And, you know, I didn't take no shit back then. And I told him, I said, what are you, fucking crazy or something? And he just looked at me. Then all of a sudden he went downstairs, started shouting downstairs with a baseball bat. And I pulled out a gun and I started throwing shots at him. And I actually shot up the whole car. This is it. It's a dentist now. That little door, 2084. And up here is where they used to hang out. And Al Roney used to meet me here. That used to be the window right there, that first floor. And these guys came down over here and they had baseball bats. And I came down and they had a car parked. And I had like 15 shots of my gun. I just fucking shot up the whole car. And right across the street, my mother lived. So after I shot up the car, they took off. Anyway, they got in trouble. They were related to Bubsy. Bubsy is a captain in the Lucchese family. And they really didn't know who I was. And then eventually I seen them on Bath Avenue. I was with Joe Benanti and Paulie G. And then we had to sit down and we just squashed it right there. Because Paulie G and Joe Benanti wasn't gonna make anything happen to me at that time. You know, I was now on record with the Bananos. But there's also a story over here I'm gonna share with you. Some other kid, John Sapp, used to live on the next block with some girl, I forgot her name. Anyway, she used to drive a motorcycle. I think her name was Laura. And Laura was pretty crazy. So what happened was at this time, John Sapp was selling drugs and she lived over here and he used to go visit her all the time. So whenever he visited her, you know, I knew because his car would be here. So we get the order to kill John Sapp. We never get to kill him, but what happens is me, Tommy Reynolds, Paulie G, and Joey Calco, we're sitting in front of his house. And he catches the move. So when he catches the move, he never comes out. And we're waiting for him. So the next day, he runs to Tony Graziano, the guy in Staten Island. And Tony Graziano comes to Spero's club. And he wants to squash it and find out what's going on. And we just basically told him, no, you know, we just wanted to talk to him. We weren't going to hurt him. But in all honesty, we were going to kill him. If the kid came out, the kid was dead. 100%. I could tell you that. But just give you an idea of this neighborhood. It's very mob controlled. This neighborhood right now is the most mob controlled neighborhood in Brooklyn. 100%. Hands down. The most mob controlled neighborhood in Brooklyn right now. Mike DeSantis comes from this area. As we know, Mikey DeSantis is the boss of the Lucchese family. And you know what? There's no secret to this shit no more. You know? There's really no secret. Yep, there's no secret to this. And Avenue is definitely all mobbed up. But I'm going to show you a couple other locations while I'm here. Now I'm going this way, and that's that cafe I was talking about on West 11th and Avenue. That's mob related. All these cafes are mob related. Some of these cafes belong to Russians. This one is definitely belongs to an Italian. But you know, I think it's closed down. It's being being redone in there. So that's closed down. It's not even there no more. Paradise Caterers. This place is here forever. This guy just passed away. He used to have all the funhouse parties in there. So now I'm on 86th Street and Avenue U, just to give you an idea of my neighborhood. Now, everyone knows about 86th Street. The L starts here. This was where everybody used to drive down 86th Street in the 80s, and everyone would listen to the loud music. They would have speakers in their car. And it would all start here, and you would just go all the way down until you hit 18th Avenue, where it would stop, Utrecht Avenue, and everyone be hanging out with the big hair. And those were the days, I'm telling you. Those were the days, and nobody can comprehend those days, and nobody can ever live through them, ever. It was a once in a lifetime. This is John's Deli over here. John's Deli is here for a long time. Very famous. This is Cafe Lanata. Let me see if I can zoom in on this. Cafe Lanata. Cafe Lanata. So yes. And also, you have another cafe over here. This cafe belongs to the Albanians. It's called A-Bar. A-Bar stands for Albanian. That's an Albanian bar. But you got a few more locations. I'll take you to one more spot. We're now located on West 13th Street and Avenue T. But look, I could drive around this neighborhood all day and show you where the social clubs are, show you where the cafes are. And the mob over here, yeah, they're pretty deep, they're pretty big. You know, they pretty much mind their business. A lot of legitimate businesses. It ain't what it used to be, I can tell you that. That's 100%. Back in the day, everybody was killing everybody. No more. And I'm gonna go down Avenue S just to show you this. We're gonna run into Tommy Karate's place. You got the wrong number down here. These are all locations back in the day that we would frequently hang out. We would visit, go in and out, stop by, say hello to Tommy, have a beer, smoke a joint, leave quick, stuff like that. And going back to those times, you know, they were great times. They really were. They were great times. And if you lived through it to talk about it, you were lucky. Because everyone's either dead, in prison, who's a drug addict, who cooperated with the government, and the stories go on and on and on. But there's a lot of stories in this neighborhood, a lot of bodies in these streets. This is where I used to live when I was a kid. And then across the street, you have Tommy Karate's place over here. Right over here, this used to be Tommy's place. Just Us Lounge. I remember Ruby working in there. I remember Linda working in there. We were walking. Linda was always polite. She used to date Lico. But those days were great days, for sure, 100%. I can tell you that, 100%. We could never bring them back, but we could always remember them, and the people that were in our lives, we just keep on talking about them, because that's what it's all about. Now on this block, this is High Lawn Avenue. There's a Italian social club over here on the side. They're greaseballs. When I say greaseballs, they're from the homeland. I think they're with the Gambino people. And then you got a social club over here. It has the American flag. I think this might be a Bonanno social club right here. This right here might be a Bonanno social club. See, you got the Italian flag. This might be a Bonanno social club. It's got the American flag. But these are all mob hangouts. There's not really much going on. I guess that just stops. Like wise guys would stop in, maybe play some cards, have a cup of coffee, espresso. You know, I'm sure there's a wise guy that is the boss of that social club. Every social club has its main guy. For example, if I was a wise guy, I would have my own crew. They would report to the social club every day if there's any schemes or anything. Now, this is where Pat and Albie's father was killed, right over here, okay? Let me make a U-turn. This is where Pat and Albie's father was killed, right over here. The home stretch. This is West 9th and Kings Highway. Anyone who is from this neighborhood understands this neighborhood. Everybody knows somebody, and it's all about respect in this neighborhood. And this is the home stretch right here. That's the home stretch. This is where Pat Albi's father was murdered. This is another bar over here, King Espresso Bar. I'm sure they're mob related too. But I hope you guys enjoyed this short video, just giving you an idea of the neighborhood. It's a beautiful day today, but this neighborhood is still beautiful. This is the most mob related neighborhood right now, 100%, unless if you go to the Bronx. The Bronx, Arthur Avenue, a couple areas over there. But with that said, I hope you enjoyed this video. I love you guys. I'll see you soon. Until my next video. Bye, guys.